What's going on, you guys? Well, weather's kind of being nice for once here. Sitting at my little desk, and I figured since the weather's kind of been crap lately and I haven't been able to shoot too much, I was gonna barrel shaft tune my arrows. If you guys watched the last video, I went around and I marked my dynamic spine, and actually on this one I'll have to check because I'm pretty sure that this touched another arrow, and I want to make sure that there's not anything weird going on, so I'll check this one. But I got some 100-grain brass inserts, some gold tip ones to fit my gold tip hunter arrows. I'm gonna try to go full length on these things. I got a dozen shafts, so I might throw 100 in this one right away and see how it flies full length without cutting it. And I got a VPA test kit. Goes from 100 grain all the way to 300 grain field points. So I'm gonna see how that goes. And like I said, I don't want to cut this. I kind of liked shooting full length because I shoot gap, so with the extra arrows sticking out, it shortens my gap pretty good. So if I could get these to tune right, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these nocks out. I have some lighted nocks that I'm going to throw in them. I always try to tune my arrows with everything that I'm going to use, just so you know, it doesn't change anything when I add them, because I always hunt with lighted nocks. But that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna throw these bad boys in, or throw them in actually one arrow, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Got my super glue, got my brass insert here. We're going to throw a little bead on this bad boy. And I never get the super glue super close to the end. I never super glue super close to the end of that, because I don't like when the super glue comes out the end, kind of like that. Try to make, if you put too much super glue on there, or Gorilla Glue, and you get it right tight to the end of your insert, when you push the insert in, I usually rotate, but when you push it in, a lot of times it gets gooped up on the end there, and sometimes it can make it a little weird, but that's it. That's all she takes. It's in there. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to set up and dry, which it's already tight. But next thing you'll see me doing is I'll be outside here in the backyard with a field point in this bad boy, and we'll see how she flies. Alright guys, I'm out here in the backyard. Got my bear shaft, got my 100 grain brass insert. And then I picked up a VPA, their test kit. It goes from 100 grain all the way up to 300 grain and 25 grain increments. So what I'm gonna do, I got my ILF rig back there, and that's what I want to tune these arrows to. I want to build a custom set for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'll start at the lowest grain at 100, and remember there's already 100 grain insert, so there'll be 200 grains up front. This is a full length 500 spine. And what I'm gonna do is, when I'm done talking to you, I'm gonna set you up and I'm gonna shoot right over the top of you guys, and in slow-mo, so I can see whether that back end's kicking way out, which would tell me it's a real weak spine. Is it kicking in to the right, so into the bow, which indicate a stiff spine. If it's stiff spine, I'm gonna go up and wait. So I'll go from 100 to 125. I'll shoot it again, and I'm gonna shoot until my arrow comes out of the bow and is going straight, not kicked one side or the other. I'm not even necessarily, I don't even care about knock height, because I know I'm probably going to be a touch knock high because I'm about a 1/2 inch knock high on the bow right now. That's how I set it up. So about a 1/2 inch knock high, so I'm not worried about that, but I am just worried about the spine, whether left or right, you know, and how it flies that way. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get you guys set up, and we're shooting at the deer target. And by the way, because I got a lot of flack on one of my shorts, that's a garage. There's nothing on the other side of it. Where I'm aiming, on the other side of this garage, there's just a grass field. There's the neighbor's garage, but I'm not shooting in that direction. So before you keyboard warriors get after me, just remember that. That's not a house. That's a garage. The damn thing, there's no power going to it. The damn roof leaks. The siding's messed up. So don't worry about what I'm shooting at. It's safe. Otherwise, I wouldn't be shooting at it. But I feel like I got to tell that to people because otherwise they'll get on my ass about it. But anywho, I'm going to set you guys up facing this deer. And we're going to start out with a 100 grain head. And we're going to see how these tune. Also, before I shoot, I want to let you guys know that I'm orientating this weak spine out. So the dynamic spine facing away from the bow before I shoot. But got a 100 grain head on there. So we're going to spin you guys around and we're going to shoot here and see how it goes. All right, so I just shot that one. I can't really tell how it flew, but I'm going to check that slow-mo video and I'm going to put it here for you guys to watch. All right, guys, well, it was hard for me to tell how that flew. Going into the target, it looked like it went straight. But I'm going to bump up the point weight to 150, and I want to see if I can get it to look drastically knock left, which will tell me that it's weak. So if I go up 50 grains and it's shooting good now, I should get a knock high reading. And then I'll come back to 100 and see, because it looks like it's flying perfect. And if it's flying perfect with 100 grains, not that I am against that, but I'm probably going to cut and stiffen up this arrow a little bit. So we're going to do that because I like to shoot 125 or 150 grain head, or I'll have to put a 50 grain insert and run with something heavier. This is just a test arrow, essentially. Obviously, if we can get it to tune well, it won't be a test arrow. It'll be a regular arrow and it'll get fletching, but I'm sacrificing this one. So if that's the case, if I end up with 11 out of 12 because I sacrificed an arrow, I'm not going to be hurt about it. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to put a 150 grains, so 50 more grains up front, and I'm going to shoot it and see how it comes out. All right, guys, well, we shot at 10-ish yards here. I'm going to go back to 20 and shoot and see how we do. We're at about 20 here. It looks like they're flying pretty good, but we'll really see the flight now, so hang tight and see what's up. All right, guys, well, I'm back inside the dungeon here. But I found that the 100 grain head with the full length, I'll tell you what it is, carbon to carbon. Let's see here, let's get it. Carbon to carbon is 30 inches on the dot. 30-inch arrow. So carbon to carbon, it's 30 inches. I got a 100 grain brass insert, 100 grain head, 500 spine gold tips, and they seem to be flying pretty much perfect, honestly. They do seem to be flying good. So I don't know if I'm going to do one of these, just a regular standard insert. I believe these are 25 grains. Get rid of that 100 grain insert, put this in, and go with a 200 grain head, or 200 grain head on the front, because I want to shoot a bigger head. I don't know what I can really get for, you know, in 100 grains, but I want to shoot more weight up front. So I thought the 100 grain insert with a 100 grain head would still be a little stiff, and it's not, which is good. I mean, it flies good. It was a touch weak, touch tail left, but when I add the fletching weight on to these, that'll stiffen it up. So I always tune my arrows regardless a touch weak spine, so that way when I add my fletching, it's usually perfect. I know you can take like masking tape and tape the back of the arrow. I know you can do that. I don't usually. I probably should, but I'm sure if I put masking tape on here and shot it, you know, they would shoot like lasers. I mean, they were that far knock left, literally like less than a half of an inch. If you want to think of straight, they were just a touch knock left. And I'm sure you guys will see from the videos, but I guess, you know, this is how we'll end the video. What would you guys do? Would you guys scrap the arrow, go with a stock insert and a bigger head, or for the sake of knowing that you have a well-tuned arrow, would you just find something, you know, 100 grains? Because I want to shoot a 2-blade. I don't want to shoot a 3. I think 2 blades get better flight out of my experience with, you know, 2-blade broadheads in the past. There's less drag on the front of the arrow, I feel. So I want to shoot a 2-blade. I don't want to shoot a 3-blade if I don't have to. Would you guys scrap the arrow and say, hey, you know, we want to put a different insert in it, maybe drop it to a 50 and then shoot 150 grains? Or would you put a stock insert in it and shoot, you know, 200 grains, knowing that a full length arrow will work per se? You know, would you guys do that? So let me know in the comments what you guys would do, because I don't know. I really didn't foresee this arrow setup tuning so well. Like literally the first shot, I shot it and I'm like, man, did that fly good. And I shot about 10 more times at 10 yards. And then I even moved back to 20. I mean, and the arrow was the exact same. I mean, even the little bit knock left that it was the same at 10 yards as it was at 20. So I know that I'm getting consistent releases. The arrow's hitting consistent. So I guess, I don't know, you know, what do you guys think I should do? Let me know in the comments. Everybody that sees this, if you have an opinion, comment, let me know, because I have no idea. Like I said, I have a 100 grain brass insert in here, 100 grain heads. I have 200 up front. Would you guys cut the arrow down a little bit and add more point weight? You know, I would take obviously like an inch off the back of this, or I don't know. I'm confused. I never thought that this, I thought it was just still going to be a touch stiff. I thought I would have been able to, you know, bump up the point weight a little bit, but I can't. I can't. It's flying perfect. It's already a touch weak. I can't go any higher. Would you guys just go with a smaller insert, like a 50 grain brass insert, and bump the point weight up? Would you keep it the same, or would you scrap the arrow and go with a different setup? let me know in the comments.